It's noisy, it's Musselburgh in Scotland, and the locals have got one or two home favourites to cheer for here tonight. The super middleweight prospect Willie Quinn will be in the ring very shortly, but in the interim, let's get down to the ring. We've got a fight about to start down there. Our master of ceremonies tonight is Alan Hughes.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a super featherweight contest at 9 stone 6 pounds over 6 3-minute rounds. Introducing in the red corner with those white shorts, with 12 wins and 1 draw from 36 contests, 1 coming inside the distance from Salford. Will you welcome please Russ Davison. And ladies and gentlemen, his opponent in the blue corner with the red and the white shorts, with a perfect record, 7 wins from 7 contests, 2 inside the distance from Stirling in Scotland, Hugh Collins. And the weighing today, Davison scale 9 stone 6.5 pounds, Collins 9 stone 5 pounds. Your referee is Phil Collins and your timekeeper Ricky Gilmore. Ladies and gentlemen, 6 3-minute rounds.
Phil Calsill is the referee again, and once again I think you'll have rather got the idea that the crowd are behind Hugh Collins, the Scottish lad from Stirling, who's unbeaten in 7 contests, 25 years of age. His opponent, Russ Davison from Salford in the Greater Manchester area, 7 years older at 32, won 12, lost 23, drawn 1. So Collins very much expected here to maintain his unbeaten streak. He's in the red shorts, remember. Davison may be a little bit better than that record suggests. He's been in with 3 world champions, Kevin Kelly, Steve Robinson and Colin McMillan. He's lost to them, but he's performed quite respectably. So Collins may not have it all his own way here. What do you think about this, David? I'm sure you've been in this situation where they put you in with a guy who's just meant to pad out your record, but scripts go wrong sometimes.
Well, unfortunately, Ian, all my fights were worse. I had no hand-picked opponents. But this guy, Davison, he's what's known in the game as a good journeyman. He's a guy that'll give you a good hard test, and when you get by this obstacle, it means you have 1 foot firmly on the rung of the ladder, which means the only way is up there. And this guy, he's tough. But Collins should be expected to beat him. He will beat him, but it'll not be easy for him. This guy will make him work and he'll make him think. And Collins will get nothing but a lot of experience from this fight. This guy's a real tough customer.
Some quite eye-catching hooks to the body early on from Collins, who looks quite composed. Looks dangerous with that left hook, doesn't he?
He has a nice sharp left hook to the body, and when that hits the short rib, the air just leaves your body immediately, and what happens then is bang, you're on the ground for possibly the count of 10.
Collins has only won 2 out of 7 inside schedule so far. Capable, steady boxer.
Looking at him in the way he delivers the punch, Collins doesn't strike me as being the most powerful punch in the world, but his work rate more than makes up for that. You would put him down as a hurtful puncher, but not a 1-punch knockout specialist.
Davison covering up quite well. Chance of 1 Hugh Collins coming up from the crowd here. Great atmosphere in this arena as well.
Brings me back to the days in the King's Hall. The atmosphere was electric, and actually it scared you. It was that electric.
Yeah, you wouldn't be wanting to fight away from home here, really, would you?
Oh, no, it's very intimidating, especially when you're fighting in a country like Scotland. They support their fighters every bit as good as the Irish do.
Worked very, very well, of course, for Jim Watt, among others. Well, I think Collins did enough to take that opening round.
You're
A bit of a culture shock from the boxing we have here. Full house. Not too many spare seats to be had around here. And a lot of them are supporters of Willie Quinn. They've been singing the mighty Quinn all night long. There'll be a heck of a row when he comes into the ring next. Second round of this one, due to go 6. And Hugh Collins, the unbeaten Scottish prospect in the red trunks here at super featherweight against Russ Davison from Salford. He's taking the fight to Davison all the time, isn't he, Dave?
Yes, but he's doing well. He's picking his shots. I think there's somebody got a cut there in the head.
Cut forehead for Davison, yeah.
But Collins is doing everything. He's doing everything right. He's picking his shots, and every one of those is hitting the target. So he's not wasting much.
Davison is dabbing away at that blood. I don't know if that was a clash of heads or a punch. I think it was a clash of heads between them. Looked like it, and yeah, there's blood around the forehead of Collins, but that just may be coming off Davison's head. It's Davison who's cut here.
With the cut situated too, Ian, the blood's trickling down into the eyes, which could impair your vision, and that's what the referee will have to look at very shortly.
Could be a nasty one, this one, for Davison. He's having to cover up here on the ropes. A good left hook counter, though, from him. He did well there. That really is a very ugly-looking gash.
Collins is putting together quite a few combinations here, and every one he's throwing here is more or less hitting the target and doing damage. He's not a bad puncher, right, because he's wobbled this guy, or he's hurt him slightly on a few occasions here.
Shows quite good variety of punches as well. This Hugh Collins got a good, nice left hook to the body. Uses the uppercut quite well as well, I've noticed. Now that's horrible for Davison. I wonder really whether he'll be allowed to go on with that for too much longer. It is, as you said, Dave, beginning to just flow into the eye and obscure his vision there, that left eye. He might not see the right hands coming for much longer. He's dabbing away at it all the time.
Well, and that's why the referee, when he sees all this happening, this is why the fight could possibly be stopped. Not unless the cuts man can get it stopped during the break. But it looks pretty nasty from here. It looks like just a deep wee hole in just the top of his head there. Obviously that's been done with a clash of heads.
Fighters are so courageous. He'll want to go on, Davison, but they'll be taking a close look at it between the rounds here. I'm sure of that. Now, sometimes these things look worse than they are. People see a lot of blood and get horrified, but when it's wiped away, it amounts to not very much. But how bad is that one, do you reckon?
Well, they have it rubbed away. They have the blood rubbed away now, so therefore it might not just be as bad as what we thought. But if it trickles into the eye and impairs his vision, the referee will have no other option bar to stop the fight. But I think the cornermen will know what they're doing. They'll be able to staunch the flow of blood. It doesn't seem to be too serious. Like, it's not just gushing out of the head, but it doesn't need to be doing that for the referee to be jumping in and calling a halt to the fight, obviously.
It's Ray Farrell working in the corner, trying to stem the flow. Here's some of Collins' work.
Putting together a lot of punches, throwing a lot of punches, Ian, they're all getting home too. Body and head, as you said, he has a great variety of punches and he uses them all. I think he's throwing every punch in the textbook here.
We have Collins winning both rounds so far. Stay tuned, by the way, because we've got this super middleweight Willie Quinn coming up to you that everybody around here is talking about. He sells so many tickets. Be interesting to see just how good he is. Good performance, wasn't it, by Davison? He went 8 rounds with Kevin Kelly, the WBC featherweight champion, who's absolute class.
Well, to do that, it just shows you what sort of pedigree that Davison is, Ian. It means Kelly's a fairly good puncher too, and I reckon the best featherweight out of the 4. So to go the distance with that guy is some achievement.
Shows resilience, durability, and a reasonable technique as well. They've done a good job, by the way. Ray Farrell has anyway in that corner, stemming the flow of blood. Does seem to have almost dried up.
Davison looks to be the more solid puncher of the two. When he lands with a left or right hander, it seems to land with more authority than Collins' punches.
He's just quietened down a little bit in this round. Just, some of the fizz has gone from Collins' work.
Well, I think he realises here that he's in for 6 rounds. He knows this is a tough cookie, and he realises he's going to have to conserve some energy for the later rounds. That's why he's got the sense to cut down the number of punches that he throws.
Davison's also been in with Kevin Taylor, the Central Area Championship. He's fought the British featherweight champion, the old British featherweight champion, Gary Daru.
He's loads of experience, Ian, loads of experience, Davison. And he covers up well too when Collins pins him on the ropes there. Like, some punches do get through, but there's quite a few too that he takes in the gloves and on the arms.
Just carries that impression too, doesn't he, as well-worn fighters do, of having seen it all before, been there before.
That man's seen it, done it, and achieved it. He's done it all.
Counter-punching quite effectively off the ropes as well. Collins has done rather less in this round.
You're watching Sky Sports.
There's Willie Quinn, who everybody up in East Lothian's very excited about. The place, you won't be able to hear yourself speak when he makes his entry right after this fight. Super middleweight too, good division to be in at the moment. And there is Russ Davison. Interesting in that corner, Ray Farrell, his cornerman, didn't say anything to him other than, "You okay?" He said, "Yep," and that was the end of the conversation, really.
Well, obviously, Collins or Davison knows exactly what to do. He's been around, and he's a very experienced fighter, so he knows exactly what he has to do, and exactly what punches to throw to try and overcome Collins.
Holds a win, by the way, over the former British super featherweight champion Michael Armstrong in an 8-rounder back in 1989. That was a good-looking result. Armstrong going on to be British champion.
Oh, that was a good right hand there by Davison. That just hit him right on the money.
Took it well, though, didn't he? And Collins beginning to just unload again after that slightly lackluster third.
As the fight progresses here, Collins' trainers, there'll be a lot of questions answered too. That was a good shot. He was caught there, that right hand that Davison threw, and he took that, and it never flinched him at all. In fact, he didn't bat an eyelid.
Can Russ Davison, the more experienced man here, fighting the up-and-comer from Scotland, claw his way back a bit on points, because we think Collins probably won those first 2 rounds. Maybe the third, I don't know, what do you think, Dave? Might have been even.
No, I have Collins the 3 rounds in front now. Just sheer work with it. Like, he's throwing a lot more punches. He's a lot busier. Davison has to up his work rate a slight bit more in order to try and sway the judges when they're giving their points out. Collins is doing the right thing, and he's putting pressure on, and he's not a devastating puncher, but he's putting pressure there, and that pressure alone tires you out. When you get a guy standing there in front of you for 3 minutes throwing punches, it tires you.
Yeah, Collins is throwing a lot of leather at the moment, but not much of it's landing very cleanly. A lot of it's hitting the gloves and elbows of Davison. A couple getting through there, but he's proving tough to get through, isn't he?
Oh, he's got a good. He covers up well, Collins. But see, you see these wee hooks or these wee uppercuts. They're not doing a lot of damage, but they're getting 300 point scores. He's accumulating the points, and that's catching the eye of the judges. The sheer volume of work's incredible. There's no, as you can see, there's those punches there. As a man said, they wouldn't knock the cap of your head, but they're scoring.
Collins, who turned down his brother's stag night and wedding feast, he only ate salad to stay in shape for this fight. He said somebody's going to pay for this. Well, he's in charge of things at the moment. Welcome back here with the news that the fight is over here. Hugh Collins is the winner because Russ Davison has been retired by his corner at the end of that 4th round. I'm not exactly sure of the reason for that, but Ray Farrell and Davison made the decision. I don't think the cuts caused it. Maybe, I don't know, he's just not feeling so good, but there was not much sign of that, was there?
No, he looked perfectly okay when it back to the corner, but maybe they realised that he had no chance of winning, so therefore pulled him out.
Maybe Alan Hughes, the MC, will have more information for us. Well, he will do when somebody switches on his ring microphone anyway.
And ladies and gentlemen, the end of round 4, the corner have retired Russ Davison. Ladies and gentlemen, Hugh Collins is the winner.
Well, he doesn't have any more information for us, but Collins looked to be winning the fight. He takes his record to 8 straight wins there.
Appreciation, please, for the very game loser, Russ Davison.
And it's an inside schedule victory on his record as well, and a home win too for Scotland.
But now it's 8 out of 8, ladies and gentlemen, for the winner, Hugh Collins.
All right, thanks, Steve. There are more fights, action to come very shortly. Quick word with Steve Collins, the WBO World Middleweight Champ, about that performance. Are we seeing a fella ready for a Scottish title bid there, Steve?
Well, Hugh Collins looked good. I cannot understand why Russ Davison didn't come out for the last round. He wasn't going to win the fight, but it's nice to go the distance. Hugh Collins was definitely in charge.
Just commend you, Steve. Even before the fight started, you spotted that the opponent came in here.
We have the advantage of being at a height up here, and I saw when he came in that he had a swab of Vaseline on top of his head. So he obviously came in with a cut, and it opened up, but the cut played no part in the stoppage. I'm baffled as to why he didn't come out for the last round.
Let's have a quick look at the cut, which may have been a factor toward the decision. That clash of heads was probably...
That clash of heads, if anyone should have come off worse there, should have been Hugh Collins, but...
Yeah, the blood there.
But he wasn't marked. I mean, he got hit on the eyebrow. The other guy got hit with his head.
How much ability has the winner got there?
Hugh Collins looks good. He's superb condition. He's a busy, non-stop fighter, and with more experience, he'll improve. And I enjoyed watching him fight tonight. But I don't know why Russ Davison there didn't come out for the last round. It's crazy, you know.
Maybe he just got fed up with it. Everybody cheering.
I think maybe he knew the crowd are waiting for Mighty Willie Quinn, so maybe he wanted to get out so that Quinn could get on, you know, they can get home early. But I would have liked to see him finish the fight because there's no reason to stop, you know.
Nobody's leaving just now because Quinn is next. Hope you'll stay with us. This is a prospect, this young man. Let's see how he goes tonight. He's meeting Seamus Casey, a very durable, experienced campaigner. But will Quinn add to his reputation? Ringside is the place to find out. See you after this.